If I ask you, how much do you need to retire? Would you give me a number or a shrug? Most entrepreneurs can tell you exactly what they earn, and almost no one can tell you what they need. But here's the truth. You don't need millions. You need clarity. You need one number, the freedom number. Wall Street wants you confused. The IRS wants you working. But your freedom number, it wants you done. Your business builds income. Your freedom number builds independence. And the fastest path to reach isn't working harder. It's funding smarter. But before I show you how to calculate your freedom number, I need to introduce you to a man who thought he needed millions until he discovered the real number that set him free. That story is next. Hello, my name is Robert Balgac. I'm the founder and CEO of Black Swan Insurance Group. Since 2017, we've helped over 20,000 families and earned more than 800 five-star reviews. We implement strategies that follow the IRS rulebook, not Wall Street's roller coaster. So if you're curious what your freedom number looks like, you can click below and run it through our IUL custom GPT, the same calculator I use with our high-income business owners to structure tax advantage income for life. Most people chase income, the wealthy design. And the moment you see Eric's story, you'll understand why design beats hustle every time. So meet Eric. He's 44. He owns a digital marketing agency and nets around $300,000 a year. From the outside, he's winning. Modern office, Tesla in a garage, beach vacations twice a year. But behind the scenes, the business owns him. He's the rainmaker. He's the bottleneck, the safety net. If he stops working, the income stops too. So one day I asked him, so Eric, what's your freedom number? And he laughed and he said, maybe 4 million. And I told him, listen, that's not really a plan. That's a weather forecast. And when we finally ran the math, his freedom number wasn't 4 million. It was around 128,000 per year, tax advantage and predictable. That's when Eric said my favorite line. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. Because if you can't define enough, you'll never feel like you have it. So now let's break down the math, because your freedom number isn't a guess. It's a formula, and it's simpler than you think. Your freedom number is not random. It's math. But math needs inputs. So we broke down Eric's real cost of living, not the Instagram version, but the reality version. And here's the exact breakdown. Housing, $36,000 a year. Mortgages, $26,400, $6,000 in property tax, around $1,800 in home insurance, and budgeting around $1,800 in repairs, maintenance, for total $36,000. For family and lifestyle, he's spending $22,000 a year. Groceries are $10,800 a month. Dining out is around $300 a month. Kids' sporting activities, it's around $3,000 a year. Clothing, household goods, $2,400. And miscellaneous lifestyle is going to be around $2,200 a year. So the total is $22,000. For transportation, that includes car payments, insurance, changing, energy, maintenance, fees and repairs for cars. It's around $11,500. For healthcare, that's a big chunk, $9,500 a year. So $7,200 for a health insurance plan and almost $200 a month for out-of-pocket healthcare expenses. That is $9,500 a year. Then he has around $10,000 a year on vacations, $7,000 per year on utilities, different subscriptions. And then he has a budget for personal and professional growth, around $5,000 a year. And then insurance, financial, around $6,000 a year. So the total ends up being around $107,000 per year. That is the amount of money to maintain his current lifestyle. Now, for the freedom number, you need to add a 20% safety buffer just in case. And if you add 20% on that 107,000, you're going to get 128,400 per year. And think of it like setting a thermostat. I mean, you're not guessing, you're programming comfort. And this is where the math gets really exciting, because once you see how the engine works, your freedom number stops being a dream and becomes a countdown. So here's the simple math. To create 128,400 a year in tax advantaged income, you generally need a policy cash value base capable of distributing around 8% per year from the age 65. And that means you'll need to have around 1.5 million of accumulated cash value, which means at Eric's age of 44, you need to start contributing around $5,000 a month for the next 10 years into a max funded policy. And think of this max funded IUL like a private well. When the market rains, your account fills. When you draw from it, the water level drops slowly, but the spring keeps refilling with those annual interests. And inside a properly structured IUL, you're going to have your money growing tax deferred under code 7702. You can access it tax advantage through policy loans. You have a 0% floor, so no market losses. And you're going to get a cap, usually 10 to 12%, which is going to help you have a smooth upside participation in the market. And the ultimate result is going to be your freedom number is not going to be a fantasy. It's a timeline that you can short. So Eric realized that by front loading and max funding for the next 10 years, he could reach his freedom number 7 years earlier. Because when your money has a floor and a purpose, the finish line moves closer, faster. Every IUL has what I call a funding runway. The first 5 to 10 years where your contributions do the heavy lifting. It's like rolling a snowball. Push hard early and gravity takes over, push late and you're chasing it downhill. So now the only question left is, what is your freedom number? So let's figure it out. Your freedom number isn't a hope. It's a calculation. And once you see it, you'll never go back to guessing. So if you'd like us to work with you and come up with the exact strategy to reach your freedom number, just click on the link below. You can book an appointment with me or my team, and we're going to build that design that's going to help you reach your freedom number as soon as possible. Because freedom isn't someday, it's a number. And when you know that number, you walk away on your own terms. And once you see it on paper, you'll wonder why you waited this long. Most people retire when they run out of time, and the wealthy retire when they hit their freedom number. Because at the end of the day, it's not what you earn, it's what you keep. Enjoy the ride.